Client engagement in interior design projects is so important, and the way to get that is through crystal clear communication throughout. So we're gonna talk about 5 strategies to maintain crystal clear communication in your projects. The first thing that's really important to establish with your client, the second you get out of the gate, is their expectations of this project with you. It's really important to know what their expectations are so that you can either meet them or explain to them and get them a heads up that you're not going to meet them. Sometimes clients have a misaligned expectation of how much things will cost or how long things will take. Some things to get very, very clear on very, very early in the project, even like in the sales meeting, is their expectations on time, budget, and the amount of hand-holding in the project process. Some people want to be really involved and some people want you to handle it all. Knowing a client's basic expectations at the beginning of the project is the only way that you can deliver excellence to them in their eyes. It doesn't matter if you think you're good at what you do. What matters is that they think you're good at what you do. And their expectation or understanding of you being good at what you do has everything to do with their expectation of what they're gonna get from you. A great question to ask that I love asking because it gives me so much insight is, why did you hire me? I often get clients will answer me in one of 3 ways. Either they'll say, I just don't have time to put this all together. Then I know time is a high value for them, so I know to be really clear on my communication of time. The second most common thing that they tell me is, it just feels like a puzzle. Then I know to ask, what's the puzzle piece you feel like you just can't get it to click into place? They'll say things like, it looks nice, but it's just not comfortable. Then I know that I get to hit the mark of their value of comfort, and so I get to really give a lot of expertise in the area of how to make a room feel comfortable. The other thing I hear often, one of the 3 top things, is they don't know who to hire to install the thing. So then I know to be able to deliver excellence is to say, oh, I have a great team I can support you with, and my team is vetted and I've been working with them for a long time, so I'm gonna bring an awesome team and alleviate all of that for you. So we want high client engagement throughout the process, which, as you know, means having a lot of clear and consistent communication. One incredibly important thing to do here is take notes of every meeting and everything everybody says, because what you then get to do is deliver those notes back to the client. What that does is it keeps everybody on the same page of how the project is progressing along the timeline. Sometimes projects can take months or even years, and to keep a client excited about the project for that long of a time really comes down to your consistency in keeping them engaged in the project by way of your communicating project progress. Another important thing to have as it relates to crystal clear communication is to make sure that what they're saying matches what you understand that they're saying. The other day, I kept having a client use the word heather. She said, I love the color heather. And I'm like, oh, okay. In my mind, I'm thinking gray. In her mind, she was thinking beige. And so later on, I used the word oatmeal and she was like, oatmeal. And I was like, heather? And she was like, gray. And I'm like, beige. And so we had this whole, oh, we're talking about the color beige. So the way we got around that was I showed her colors, actually, visual aids of gray, heather gray, and of oatmeal beige. And then she was like, oh, I meant that one. As it relates to crystal clear communication with a client, keeping them regularly updated with the progress of the project is crucial for this. You never want to have a client wondering like, oh, like when's our next meeting, or when's the next time, or when will this happen? When will this person show up? When? Often clients have questions like that, and it's up to you to get ahead of those questions by giving progress updates on the regular. You could systemize that, for example, having like every Monday morning you send a progress update, or every first of the month, or however it works in the overall timeline of your project, but a timeline that works in consistently updating your clients so they never have a question of what's happening when. You also want to consider being consistent with the way you share that information. For example, example, if you're gonna send a weekly progress update, maybe it's always an email, always on Monday, always at 10 a.m., and always with the same subject line. For example, Monday morning weekly progress update. So every Monday morning, your client knows what to expect and how to expect it from you. That consistency is a great way to establish trust and a great way to maintain leadership because they know you have a system. And when people think you have a system or know you have a system, they're much more likely to acquiesce to your leadership. And when you have a system like this, your client knows when to receive information from you and how they'll receive it. So they're less likely to text you on a Saturday night like, hey, when's my whatever coming in, right? They know to expect that progress update on Monday morning, and so they'll wait to receive that. So it eliminates a lot of extracurricular text messages and emails and calls and things like that with client questions, which saves you time, which increases profitability. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button and click that notification bell so you can be notified when there's another very juicy, yummy video for you. Wouldn't you love to be part of a community of other interior designers who are like, what do you call this? Wouldn't you love to be part of a community of interior designers who are all journeying towards greatness together? I know, me too, which is why I created one. Why don't you come on over to biographicaldesign.com and see if our program is right for you.